guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for June 4th, 2023. So, I've had a really busy weekend. My mom just left. She was here all weekend. So we had a couple of dinners with some family members, different sides of the family on each day. And then yesterday, my mom talked me into cleaning out my guest room closet, so not in here but in the room across there, and because it'd been a dumping ground and I hadn't gone through it probably in about 4 or 5 years. So we went through, and I didn't take a before picture, but I probably should have, because it was pretty packed. So we cleaned out everything we had. I had multiple bedding sets and stuff that I'd gotten from relatives or over the years that I'd collected and stuff. So I got a whole bunch of stuff out that I didn't that I donated to Goodwill and got it out of my house, and a lot of other stuff that was around. And then my mom is going to take some of the trash. Her bin is bigger than mine, so she's going to take some of, she took some of that stuff that I couldn't get rid of here. So what did I do? Is I told her my plan that I wanted to put more bookcases in that closet, or put bookcases in the closet on the corner, because it's like a walk-in closet. It's not super big, but So we went to IKEA yesterday on a way to buy the 2 bookcases. I got one this size and one the smaller, the half size of that, to fit in there. So it's going to be a tight fit. They're going to be not a lot of space, but it gives me more bookshelves. What I'm going to do is I have a bookshelf in that guest room, and I have all my CDs and DVDs on it. I know I still have all that stuff. I don't want to get rid of it. So they're going to go into that closet, and then there'll be plenty of space for other books that maybe I'll put the books that are kind of like my closet unhaul kind of thing, of ones I'm not sure about, that I'll put in there to try to get rid of later. I'm not sure. We'll see what I do. We'll see how much space I have in there, because again, it'll be one of these big ones. And then I do still have the top one. I'm not sure if I will be able to attach it to this one. I still think I'm like centimeters too big. Anyway, we'll see. I still have it. The one that I bought to try to put on these that I couldn't, because these are already put to the wall, or, attached to the wall. So I couldn't attach them and then put it up. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the whole thing. So this afternoon I have to put at least the big one together, because it's taking up most of my living room. The smaller one I can wait another day, or I might just do them back to back. It just matters how ambitious I am today. I don't feel very ambitious, but I'm gonna have to do the one to clear off the living room so I can get my treadmill down. Which I need to start using now. So anyway, that's my kind of update. I had fun with my mom. She, as I said, she just left. So I'm gonna try to do this real quick, and then maybe, I don't know if I'll get to the other video I want to film, because I do have a book haul that I haven't done for May, which is gigantic because it was my birthday month. Anyway, so beyond that, work was normal. So nothing else going on in the world, so for me. So let's just get on to the books that I read. So I did finish 4 things, I think. And then I DNF'd one, and then I'm in the middle of 3 books. And I have no idea what I'm going to pick up next, because I have so many books that I just got, and I want to read everything, and I have a couple of library books. So I'm not going to go into really what's after I finish the books that I'm in the middle of, but you never know. I don't know what I'm going to get to. So the first book I finished was The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. So I had started this last week, before last weekend. Again, I did read, if you saw my vlog of all the books I read for 72 Hours in the Smut Den. So I read all these. So that is all in that video. I won't be talking about any of those here, but after Sunday at 4 o'clock, after the readathon was done for me, I came back to The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is the first book in the Crowns of Nexia. Oh, I don't know how you say that word. Sorry. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, this is the first book in the duology, the Nightborn Duet. So this was book 1. So this was is following, I don't know how you say her name, or Aurea, something close to that. She is a human who has been brought up by the lord of the top vampire guy of the Nightborns, and they have a lot of stuff going on politically between, there's 2 groups that are vying for power, and he has been on top for the last 200 years. So he has taken her in and raised her, and she is going to compete in this tournament to get a wish granted by the queen, not the queen, the goddess Nyxia. I don't know how you say that. Anyway, so this was really good action packed. So we're following her and her unlikely allies as she goes through things and her choices, and because she's, you know, human fighting with the vampires, she's looked at differently, and it's all very brutal and stuff in a lot of ways, but it was really a good story of finding people to ally with, and how that went. And the twists and turns in the end here were so fantastic. Like, I called part of it, but not a lot of it. Like, some of it that did not even cross my mind. So I think it was really well done. I'm interested to see how the next book goes, because again, it's just a duet with this, the two people in the main couple in this book, because this is fantasy romance, but there's a lot of fantasy elements. I would say is very heavily fantasy over the romance, although that does come into it, you know. So I really enjoyed this. I do enjoy her writing style, so I'm excited to continue on with her. Well, I did a little bit, and I do want to pick up her other series as well, but I'm going to try to finish out this what I have of this series so far before I go back to her older stuff. So I really enjoyed this. I see why this is a lot of people are reading this and really enjoying it. I did too. I did mark it as a 5-star in Goodreads, but I would say it was like a 4.5. It's 4.75. There's like there's a little bit of an emotional disconnect to me on a few things that I wanted to feel more that I did, but I think it was so close to a 5 that that's why I really enjoyed it. And if you like your action and romance together, I think that's a great book for it. I think it was really great. And it, as I said, the twists and turns, because again, this tournament, they have to do, I think, 6 trials. And so it's really an interesting, I don't read a lot of ones with tournaments or games or stuff. So this one was actually really good for me. I really enjoyed the format of this. Then I finished audiobook of Beyond Ruin by Kit Rocha. This is book, oh no, what book am I on? Is this 7? This is 7. 7 of 9. So again, it's another one in the series that I have not completed. So the Beyond series is erotic dystopian series following the O'Kanes, who rule the Sector 7 or Sector 4, sorry, where there are sectors around this main city, Eden, after there has been some kind of apocalypse due to like solar flares or something. So it's like in the future, and this is like out in the desert, and there's this one town called Eden that is surviving because of things that they did right before that all happened. And then the sectors are where the lawless people live, but there's 8 sectors, so there are 8 sections there. They do different things. The O'Kanes are big into liquor and crafters and other kind of pleasures and things and stuff. So it's very fun, a lot of those. This one followed, this was a poly relationship. There was 2 guys and 2 women, and so it was very interesting and twisted in how they all, it went in a way I did not expect, but it goes with the whole flow of the whole arc of the series. So what happens in here is, I mean, it was, the sexy times were all great for the 4 of them, or, you know, things that happen with them, and then their relationship, which is, again, the main part of the story. But the stuff that goes with the series was so fantastic in this one, of how far things went and what happened in here. So I really, this book was, I was surprised at the twists and turns that Kit Rocha put us through for the actual sectors and things that are happening, and what we're gearing up towards the end of the series. So anyway, I'm really glad I continued on. So I finished that one on audio. This audio was done by Rebecca Estrella, I think is how her name is said. And it's different from the other 6 books that I read. Is that right? Yeah, other 6 books. This is book 7. So it was a hard transition. I don't like her as well as Lucy Malone, just because I got so used to her and her way she does certain characters. It was a little hard for me, but I've decided to already continue. I got the other 2 audiobooks for the 8th and the 9th book with her narration, Rebecca's, because it was fine. It's just not as good as the first ones to me. Just again, it's that switching. But I am glad I'm continuing with that series because I really want to get that one done this year because it's been too long of holding on out for it. And then I did pick up one of my KU books that I keep telling myself I need to read some of these ebooks that I got KU for a couple months. So Coffee, Milk, and Spider Silk by Coyote J.M. Edwards. So this is kind of it's a very cozy fantasy slice of life kind of thing. It's very reminiscent of Legends and Lattes, but very on a shorter term. This is only like 70 pages, and we're following oh, what was her name? Oh, Gwen. And Gwen is retiring from the force, kind of like their police force. So this is a town in our world, kind of, it feels like that, but it's all monsters or creatures of different sorts that are kind of hidden away from the regular world. So she wants to retire. She's done that for like 30 years. She's decided, I want to do something else. So she's decided to open up a cafe, and it's kind of her getting started, and then the employees that she gets. So again, it's very light and quick. It wasn't great, but it was fine. I think it was an okay time for a KU and being only 70 pages. I did like the way it went in the end and how it came about, but it was just, there really wasn't any high stakes. It was just about her getting this cafe started and the pitfalls of that, which again, it was very reminiscent of Legends of Lattes, a little too much for me, even though the creatures were all different. Like, it was all very different. And anyway, I don't know. It was just... and there's a rude teenager that worked there. So that was kind of funny, actually. That was probably one of the best bits. Anyway, so, but I did read that just because I was one day, I don't know what I was... Oh, I was reading something else and I decided to put it aside, which I'll show you in a minute, which is no surprise. Anyway, so the last book that I finished this last week was 6 Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. So this is a novella that takes place within the world of the Crowns of Nyaxia. Is that... God, I can't say that. And this is like in a different area of the world, but I believe these characters will show up in book 2 of the Nightborn duet. So I wanted to read because it comes in between. It's like 1.5 in the series. So this was following Lilith, and the area that she lives in, the god of that area has pretty much forsaken them and has cursed them to have this plague. And so for years she has studied and trying to find a way to find a cure for it. And because the whole praying to the god, he's just ignoring them and not doing anything to help. And so she decided that she approaches Vane, who is, I think that's Vale. Sorry, Vale. I got another book that has a Vane. Sorry. So Vale is one of the Nightborn, or not one of the vampires, and he is he has been living in the area for hundreds of years, and he kind of has his old mansion that's out kind of in the boonies. So she goes to ask him and to trade a very interesting flower rose that she has in her yard for vials of his blood so that she can try to find a cure for this plague. So it was, there is romance in here. It is very heavily that, but it also has this really interesting take on the religion, and that's not in the same part of the world that we were following with the serpent and the which one is it? And the Wings of Night. So I really enjoyed this because it was different. I I think it was, I think, I mean, it was just, I enjoyed it. I don't think I liked it as much as that one because again, it's not as long, but I love the characters and I liked the way it went. Even though it was a surprise on part of it, I did get surprised again on that one. So this was, I just think this was fun. I did also just get this book like in the mail and I like read it. I think I got it the 31st and I think I started reading it like the 1st or no, I guess I read it started reading that night and then finished it on the 1st. So anyway, something like that. Okay, so let's talk about the book I DNF'd. I've decided to DNF Out of Africa by Karen Billnex, or what is her other name is Isaac Deanson. So I didn't get very far. I got like 59 pages in and I just got bored. I listened to the audiobook. I don't think that was the problem. I just think this was just not what I was hoping for. This memoir is just very much her observations of the early 1900s, living in Kenya on this coffee farm. And maybe I just didn't like some of her descriptions of the people that worked there who were Africans who, you know, there was, how the structure of the plantation was done and the churches that were there and how they handled things. And again, I think I just wasn't getting along so much with how she was showing all that. I don't know. It was just not doing much for me. And I just kept deciding not to read it. And I was like, okay, it's not worth it. So there's too many other memoirs I'm probably more interested in or other nonfiction. So I am going to DNF and get rid of that. And it's just the way it is. I didn't care for it too much. So the books I'm in the middle of right now, I am in the middle of book 8, Beyond Ecstasy by Kit Rocha. So this one is following Hawk and Jenny. So again, there are characters who are within the O'Kanes and their story of getting together. This is much more, again, of the erotic dystopian of stuff going on. We get a lot of the stuff that's going on in the main plot, which is really good. But their love story is definitely more about care and dominance. I don't know how to say it. It's not my favorite of tropes and things in here, but I like them. So I want to see how this progresses because, again, this is book 8. So I'm just about halfway. I think I was pretty close to halfway on the audiobook. And enjoying it. So as I said, I didn't listen to any of it this weekend because my mom was here. So, I didn't have any chances. So I will probably finish this early in the week. And I'm hoping to pick up the last one really, really soon. Although a couple of my library holds are here. So I might have to take a break and read one book in between. We'll see. It matters how Monday goes. If Monday goes and I read this, to finish this off, I might just start the next one. We'll see. Matters on how my day goes. Anyway, I am still reading The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is the one that I read a little bit of it and then I had to put it down and I read the ebook because I got tired. So again, this is one of those books where I'm not sure why I have these weird feelings about, again, it's contemporary romance. So that could be just the problem. I love these characters and I really like the way this is written, and I think even with the fake dating trope and things that happen with it are so outrageous, you also can see kind of how that happens, and then their flaws of how their miscommunication is happening, which again is probably part of my problem, is that there was a scene in here just before I stopped that I was just devastated for Olive, and I'm just like, no. And then I don't think she reacted the way not reacted. That's not what I want to say. I don't think I wanted her to tell Adam, the other guy, and tell him what happened. But I know why she does, again, I get it, but I'm also like, oh, I want her to be honest. Anyway, so I'm about 258 pages in. I think I have just about 100 pages left. Yeah, just about 100 pages left of this. So I will pick this up again at some point, but I just have to have space in between times when I read this. So again, I'm working on it. hopefully finish that. We'll see. It's because I really like it. It's just, I'm not a contemporary romance reader anymore. Like it's been years since I really, really enjoyed it. Most of what I read is not contemporary or, you know, I like stuff that has like extra stuff involved. Like, I don't know, not just normal life. I guess I just don't like it. Anyway, and the other book that I am reading right now, but this one physically, is Night Embrace by Sherilyn Kenyon. So this is book 2 in the Night Hunters series. So I am rereading this series because I read the first 9 books way back in the early 2000s, or when they, you know, like they'd been out. Some of them had been out for a while. So I might have done this. I don't know. I still need to go back and look at my notes. I don't know exactly. It's been over 10 years for sure. I'm almost positive it's been like 15 since I read a lot of these. So I don't remember all of them. I just remember key points of certain ones. This was one of the ones where I remembered the couple, but I didn't remember much of the story. But we're following Talon, who is, again, a night hunter who he slays or goes after daemons, which are kind of like vampires with a twist. You know, the world is different. There's the things that Sherilyn Kenyon does in here. She's built a very intricate world with Greek gods or a lot of gods that are kind of related, that have kind of control, or not control, but they have input in certain things in the modern world, but differently than what maybe they did back in Greece. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyway, but it's like, it's a paranormal romance series. You know, that's pretty long, like 20 something books. Anyway, so again, this is one of those series where I abandoned a long time ago. Just, I think I didn't like the number 9. I don't know. Something happened and I got distracted. Either I found another series I was more into, or something happened and I just never came back to this. And I've always wanted to get to book 14 for Acheron's book. So I need to get there. So I restarted the series in May on a whim. When after I got sick, I was just like, I'm going to do it. So anyway, I'm continuing on to book 2, following Talon and Sunshine. And this is, you know, it's fun. Anyway, so I'm hoping to, as I said, I have, let's see here, 100. So I have still like 160 pages left of this. So I'll probably get a good chunk of it done today, but probably finish it tomorrow. But I just want to make sure I read at least 1 or 2 of these a month. I'm hoping, because I want to finish the 9 that I've read before by the end of the year, so that next year it can be on my series about series, and then I could say I would continue. I'm not sure I would say I would finish the series, but at least I would continue the series next year. So we'll see about that. So I don't know what I'm going to pick up after that. I do have quite a few books that I could. As I said, I have a lot of library books, and I have I been crooked this whole time? Probably. Oh, well, whatever. Sorry, guys. It's not my best tripod. Anyway, my seat is full of stuff that I cleaned off from there. Anyway, yeah, I need to clean that off. Anyway, what was I going to say? So I don't know what I'm going to read. I have a couple library books, as I said, that I do want to get to. So I might read those next. But I also really want to read the next book in the Nyaxia series. So that would be the Ashes and the Star Cursed King, because of what happened at the end of the Serpent and the Wings of Night. I want to know what happens. So I might pick up that, or as I said, I might pick up a library book first and then pick up that. I don't know. It'll depend how I feel after I finish this book. Anyway, so other than that, what are you guys doing? How is your reading? Anything going on? I will have my book haul up. I gotta get these books off that cart. And I'll do my book haul later this week. So, and as I said, I'm going to try to put bookcases together. So I might have, maybe on that video, I might have, like at the end, I'll show a couple of pictures of the new bookshelves. I don't know. I'm hoping to get them done. We'll see if I do it. If I get both of them put together today, that would be awesome. But we'll see. I'm not sure I'm filling up to doing both of them. I have to do the big one just because it's taking up a lot of space, and my mom and I had to break the box open because it was too heavy to carry it into the house. We're lucky we got it into the car. Anyway, so that's it. I will, I think that's about all that's going on. Let me know what's going on with you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.